Hi everybody, my name is Daniel, and this is my new YouTube channel called Hyperacusis Hope. If you're here, you probably already know what hyperacusis is. There's a lot of unique stories of people with hyperacusis, and my goal with this channel is to raise awareness about this condition that really just does not get the attention that it deserves. You know, audiology is great with hearing loss, but not so much with unwanted hearing gain. There's a lot of different scientific theories, and like I said, a lot of different ways that people experience hyperacusis, and so I do plan to kind of go into all of that. But real quick, I just want to kind of talk about my story. So for me, sound has always just been like a fact of life. You know, I never really paid it much thought. I mean, I loved music. I'd listened to a lot of music. Never, abused my ears. Until June 27th of 2024. And I actually have a picture of it that I'm going to bring up here. Because it is, I don't know, it just symbolizes the moment when sound started hurting. I was walking on a pedestrian bridge, talking to my friend on the phone, and I saw a train was coming, and I thought it looked aesthetically pleasing, and so I was like, let me take a picture of it. I had my headphones in, talking to my friend. For some reason, when the train got close, it was just like the loudest sound I ever heard. It was like so painful, and so I tried to cover my ears, but I had my headphones in, so I couldn't. Like, my own voice for the next few days was painful. For the most part, I was fine. I could drive around, do things, but I realized, like, one night the shower was just so loud. Like, intolerably loud almost. By the end of that first week, talking hurt, loudspeakers at the store would hurt, people pushing shopping carts, and so I got earplugs. And I started protecting my ears as best as I could, resting them. Not like completely avoiding sound, going and living my life. I was okay. I was using loop earplugs. I'm sure I'll make a video about that at some point. Anytime I stepped out, I had to have the earplugs in, and I noticed I couldn't speak to anybody because when I had the earplugs in, I get something called the occlusion effect, and so I was like functionally mute whenever I was out and about. I noticed over the next couple weeks it would lead to longer lasting pain. Whenever I would get a setback from sound, I had to listen to music on the very lowest volume. I had to have earplugs in when I was driving. And I guess at first I wasn't even like too worried about it, It was just sort of, well, this sucks, but I figured it would heal. I figured, it would just take a few days, and then I found the Hyperacusis subreddit, and somebody was like, just think of it as like, you sprain a muscle, it actually starts hurting more for a few days as it's like healing, and then it starts getting better. And so I kind of assumed that was the trajectory that my hyperacusis was going to take. Very, very slowly, I actually was noticing some healing. Until I had a second setback. It was pretty serious, actually. I got hit by a semi-truck. And from there, I became more sensitive. Airbags deployed, hit me in the face, all that. I don't remember anything, thank God. But, the situation just became worse to the point where I was basically stuck in the house. I could not go outside without like double ear protection, and even then cars passing would hurt. And I started becoming afraid, not of sound. I'm not afraid of sound, but I was afraid of the pain. But that keeps you on edge, and it's very difficult. And so my life just started getting smaller and smaller, And it got to the point where I was housebound because, even if I went out, I would still end up with pain if like a car passed by, even with hearing protection. And I made the point of not wearing it if I could avoid it. A, because I didn't want to like keep myself in complete silence, and B, the earplugs started hurting and irritating and causing pain. And there were days where I wanted to end it all, because it was just so painful. And my life absolutely is still very different than it was. I would consider my hyperacusis moderate to severe. But recently, I have been seeing some changes that have been giving me hope, and I've had hope the whole time. Because I'm still here. I guess if I didn't, I wouldn't be. Although there were times where I really felt like I was running on my reserves of hope. My psychiatrist told me, why do you only have a little bit of hope? Hope is free, and, how positive he is pisses me off sometimes. But I really couldn't argue with that logic. And so my goal with this channel is to spread hope. To give a voice to people with this condition, some of whom literally can't speak because it's so painful. And to allow people to share their story. And their experiences, what's worked for them, what hasn't, and hopefully get to a place where sometime in the future there are more answers for people with this condition. So, thank you for watching.